Okay, so welcome back, guys. So we are now completed with question number 2, right? We did our conversion entry. So then let's go ahead and dive right into question number 3, where we're going to continue on with the inventory exercise. And your inventory method is periodic and it's FIFO. Okay, so once again, I'm not going to have you guys practice journalizing each one because it's rinse and repeat. The ending inventory was April 30th, right? Becomes your beginning inventory. So in this case, we have 600 units on hand, which we know because we solved it from our inventory worksheet in the previous one. So how I'm going to carry over my inventory information is I'm going to do exactly how I have it right here, right? I'm going to transfer 100 of the green over and then the 500 of the blue over into the inventory on hand. Exactly how it is, because in this case, right, we're still following the rules that the green batch came before the blue batch. Okay? So in this case, I have to keep it in order. So what I'm going to do here is now this is where I'm going to go ahead and use that little extra window on the right side, right? This inventory on hand, because this is actual inventory, right? Our purchase expenses are not inventory yet. So here's the thing that we have to notice. That's why I have 2 separate tables in here, but it's kind of combined into one. But this is what we're going to do. Since I actually have the inventory on hand, right? This is where I'm going to fill in that I have 100 of the green in here and 500 of the blue, right? And I believe that was $6.10, while this one was $6.35. So therefore, if I multiply these two together, right, I should be getting these values, okay, which I am going to add up, okay. So under my total bar here, this is where I'm going to go ahead and I could either equal sum this, right, equal sum, and just highlight all my cells. So here's my 600 units at a total cost of $3,785, which is exactly what we solved in our previous example, right? I'm going to double check to confirm, okay, that we're carrying over the 100 from the green batch and 500 from the blue batch to get a grand total of $3,785, okay? And for the sake of this, I'm going to go ahead and just make that color reference, okay? You don't have to use it, but I just want to make sure that you know where these numbers are coming from, and then the next time you do the inventory worksheet, you could drop the colors, okay? So this tells me where I pulled these numbers from, which is my beginning inventory, which was 600 units, costing a grand total of $3,785. So that's what I do when I have beginning inventory, is I plug this number into my inventory on hand table. Okay? So now let's go ahead and follow through with the rest of the scenario. Okay? So on May 5th, my purchase expense was, I purchased on May 5th 500 units at $6.25 each, with the freight costing $50. Okay, so this is where you guys are going to come into play. So, May 5th, how many items did I purchase? 500 at how much? What was my per unit cost?
I don't remember.
Yeah, okay, so let's hear.
625.
625.
Mm-hmm.
And how much was my freight?
Can you back again?
Yep, I will.
It's $50.
$50 freight. Okay, I'm going to take a second to format my page real quick. Okay, so what's my purchase price going to be?
$3,125.
Good, right? I take my quantity, I multiply it by my unit price of $6.25 each to give me a grand total of $3,125. Okay. What's my total cost going to be?
$3,175.
Good, right? I add my freight of $50 to this to get $3,175. What's my cost per item?
So, 6.35.
$6.35 each. Good. Now, do you want to put a color on this or are you fine?
It's okay.
Okay, perfect. Okay. So then, next one we have here on May 10, we purchased 800 units at $6 each with the freight costing $80. So,
100 times 6. $6. 4,800.
4,800 with a freight of 80.
And the freight 800. So $80.
So what's my total cost? 4,000.
$4,880.
Good. So then, what is going to be my cost per item?
How many? 800.
Uh,
6.1.
yes, $6.10. Good. Okay. Then on May 20th, we purchased 300 units at $6.15 with the freight costing $15.
300.
300 at $6.15.
1,845.
$18.45
Mm-hmm.
plus my freight of $15.
1,895.
$18.95. No.
No. It's 15, no 15.
Okay, yes.
Yeah. Sorry.
No worries.
18, how much? 16 divided by how many? 300 equal 6.2.
$6.20.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, good. On May 25th, we purchased an additional 100 units at $6.30 with the freight costing $5. Okay. So here it is $5.25. We bought 100 items at $6.30 with a freight of $5. So $6.30, good. Total purchase price here is $6.30. Okay. Plus 5 is $6.35. Good.
How many units? 100.
Uh-huh.
Also 6.35. 35.
Good. $6.35. Okay. Last piece of information we have here is that on May 31st, you have 400 units on hand. Okay, so that means at the end of the month, we have 400 units left. Okay. That's your ending balance, right? That's how much you have left in inventory is 400. Okay. So now that we have our batches of inventory, we need to sum up our columns, okay, to figure out what our net purchases is. Okay. So how many in grand total units of items did I purchase?
Calculate. 1,700.
Good, 1,700, okay? Now we have to calculate our total purchase price. So 3,125 plus 4,800 plus 1,845 plus 630.
Yep. A lot. I don't know how much it is. 1,845 and 630. So equal 10,400.
10,400. Good, correct.
50 plus 80 plus 15 plus 5. It is 150 we have on freight.
150 in freight. Good. What's my total cost?
So let me see, 400. It's 10,550.
Good. 10,550. Good. So now let's go ahead and plug our numbers in. So for my net purchases, how many items did I purchase in grand total?
1,700.
1,700. Okay. At what purchase price in grand total? What's my total purchase price?
10,550.
That's including freight.
Oh, that's including freight. 10,400.
Good, right? In this case, I don't have any returns or allowances, so this should give you the same amount.
Yeah.
Okay. However, we need to add our freight now. So in this case, freight doesn't add to quantity, but freight, how much was freight?
150.
150, okay? So now let's go ahead and add our totals up together. So in this case, right, I add 0, gives me 1,700. But in this case, right, I need to add my 10,400 plus my 150. And what do I get?
10,550.
10,550. Okay, good. That's your total net purchases, right? So the next column I have is beginning balance. Do I have beginning balance in my inventory?
Yes.
Yes. How much in quantity?
600 units.
And how much in cost?
3,785.
Good. Okay. My net purchases, where I'm going to copy it because I solved it for above here. So in this case, right, I have to put my 17 for the 1055. So what is my grand total of goods available?
The 600 plus 1,700.
600, yes.
No, let's see 1 second. So it is 3,785 plus 10,550 equal 14,335.
14,335. Good. And you have a total quantity of 2,300 available. Right. Good. Okay. If I have 400 units left on hand, okay, how many items did I sell?
1,900.
1,900. Okay. So let's go ahead and solve for the cost of goods sold. All right, so I'm going to have a running balance here. So let's do it exactly here so we can see a little better. So equals sum. Okay, so let's start off, okay? Which batch of inventory am I going to sell first?
The 300, the 600, sorry.
It's the 600, that whole entire batch, right?
Yeah.
Because in this case, right, we know we're going to get rid of both of those batches. So 600 from our beginning inventory is going to go first. So in this case, I'm going to sell my first 100 and then I'm going to sell my 500 later. So in this case, I'm going to make sure I put 100 and 500 here. Now, I know what each one cost in grand total, right? We got 610 for my first 100 and we have the 3,175, right? However, I'm just going to cell reference so you know exactly where those numbers came from. Okay? So you know that these batch belongs to those batches. Okay? Now that's my first 600. How many more do I need to keep selling?
1300.
1,300. So what's the next batch I'm going to be taking out from?
The first one, the May 500.
Yes. So in this case, I'm going to take another 500. We're taking all of it. So in this case, right, we already know what all of it is equal to. It's equal to another 3,175. Okay. So now we are at a running total of 1,100 units. How many more items do we need to sell?
800.
800. So let's take a look at our next batch.
So 800 we have the
It-
next one.
Yeah, exactly. It is exactly 800 units. Okay. So
$6.
for 610,
610, yes.
which is for a total of
4,880.
Okay. So now we have a running total that we sold 1,900 units at a grand total cost, right? If you add this column up together, right? The 610 plus the 3,175 plus 3,175 plus 4,880, we get a grand total of 11,840. Okay, that's how much we solved for. That's how much we sold. Okay. So then if I sold 1,900 units at $11,840, what is going to be my ending balance?
2,495.
2,495, right? I did the simple math by just taking those two numbers and subtracting it. Or if you thought about this and looked at your ending inventory, 300 plus 100 is 400. So you could have added your 1,860 plus the 635 and got the same answer. Okay? So there we go. There we have it. Okay? Now we finished our inventory worksheet. So last but not least, we need to do our conversion entry. So in this case, right, it is now May 31st. How do I do my conversion entry? It's okay. How do I do my conversion entry?
Put the inventory,
Say that again.
the rest of the inventory that you have.
Okay, so that's the ending inventory. Okay, what else?
And the cost of goods sold.
Good. What are going to be my credits, right? Because I'm converting, right? What am I converting from?
Purchase, no expenses, no, that's what you have.
Purchase expense. And what else?
And the freight.
Okay. Is that all I have to include?
I think so.
Okay.
The rest of the, no, that's all.
I'm asking you.
No, that's all. I think so.
Okay, so let's go ahead and test that theory first, and then we'll find out what we are missing, okay? So, first,
What is that?
it's okay. Let's go through the whole thing first. Okay, so the first thing is, what was my ending inventory?
400 units.
Okay, so in this case, I can't journalize 400 units.
No, sorry, 2,495.
Yes, I have to do 2,495. Okay. How much was my cost of goods sold?
It was
11,840.
11,840. What was my total purchases, or my total purchase price in this case?
Was that the 10,550?
Okay, that includes the freight.
Oh, okay. The 10,400?
10,400, okay? Now, how much was the freight?
The 150.
150, okay? So let's go ahead and do my equal sum real quick, because that's the ideal. In order to complete my journal, my debits and my credits must match. So in this case, my debits is 14,335, while my credits show me that I have 10,550.
pretty much
How much? What's the difference between this?
3,785.
yeah.
3,785. And where do we see this number? What was my $3,785?
Oh, it is the beginning, the merchandise, the beginning.
Exactly. It's my merchandise I had in the very beginning. So in this case, I'm going to go ahead and I have to, because I got rid of my beginning inventory. So in order to get rid of my inventory, right, I have to decrease my inventory. So in this case, if I plug in right here that I'm decreasing my beginning amount of inventory for 3,785, now my debits and my credits match. Okay. Now, this is what I'm going to allow you guys to do, because again, this is for practice purposes only. To kind of recognize this, I'll let you go ahead and make sure that you know that the top one will always be your ending inventory. Okay, your ending inventory is always going to be the first one that you're going to journalize. Okay, while the last thing you're going to journalize is going to be your beginning inventory. Okay. Now, in real life, or in real life, there's no such thing as beginning inventory and an ending inventory. Okay? These are the same accounts. They're the same thing. They're the same exact accounts. So in this case, in real life, if I were to journalize this, I cannot journalize as an ending inventory and beginning inventory, because they're the same exact account. Okay, they came from the same account. It's one's going in and one's going out. That's all it is. But just for you guys to be able to make a difference between it, you're always going to journalize. Your first thing is your ending inventory, and the last thing you're going to journalize is going to be your beginning inventory. Okay? And again, the little description here is to convert to inventory. Okay? All right. So that concludes chapter 5.3. Right? Any questions? Right? Any questions in how to use the inventory worksheet?
Nope.
Right?
What I didn't understand when you say on real life is the same account. So what do you write? Inventory, that's all?
Well, yeah. Like so if I had a specific item, right? If I said this was toys, right? If I'm debiting my toys account, right, and I'm taking money out from my toys account, it's the same exact account,
Mm-hmm.
right? But for you, in case you're trying to learn and not really understanding, you might be debiting your beginning account and then crediting your ending account. Then that's why I have these parentheses so you guys know you're always going to debit your ending inventory and you're always going to credit your beginning inventory. Okay? Because in this case, right? We sold our beginning inventory. We got rid of that batch already. That was the first thing that we did, right? We sold our very beginning inventory. So in this case, this is telling me that I am subtracting out from my inventory because I'm decreasing my assets, right? I no longer have the inventory item. So these two accounts where it says inventory end and inventory beginning are the same exact account. I'm just making a notation so you know the difference that this one's the beginning and then this one's the end. Okay. All right. Any other questions?
No.
All right then. That was our very